Hey everybody, it's David Nyro. I've got a new song that I wrote on the 21st of June, and I wrote it. It was inspired by my second road trip of the year through the American West. The second trip was May and June. I was on the road for about 15 days, and I went through a whole bunch of places, a bunch of small towns, and it was really interesting because some of these towns I already knew from the past. When I used to live in Colorado, I lived in Wyoming. Places like Pinedale, Wyoming. I didn't live there, but I lived nearby. Du Bois, Wyoming, and other places in Montana, Nevada, Utah. Um, these towns were just transformed. I hardly recognize them. I mean, they've always been a lot of boom and bust in these mountain towns, these American West towns, but back in the day, they were losing population, high unemployment. Every third or fourth business would be shuttered. The downtowns were not happening, and but these what they have they got kind of, you could call it the Aspen effect, or more probably apt is the Kalispell, Whitefish, Montana, and to a lesser extent Columbia Falls, Montana effect. The celebrities moved in there, and then once one moves in, another, and pretty soon there's just hundreds of them, rich and famous folks. Same thing has happened all over the place in the American West now. Um, and so it's been a mixed blessing, of course. Real estate is through the roof, property taxes are up, and just the feel and the complexion of the towns have changed, and the locals, the residents, are mostly not happy about it. They had a tough time sometimes, but it was their tough time. I think was my sense. Anyway, and then the pandemic. Oh yeah, yeah, that's the other thing that happened. That just exacerbated everything because you had that mass exodus from the urban areas, and people were moving to these areas. Um, and so yeah, it's just been. It was really interesting to talk to the people that live there and get their perspective. So I wrote this song. It's called "Here Comes Hollywood." It was just an ordinary day. Hey, 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 hey. In the little life of a small town, USA. People try to make a living, make a home, make their way. But they never saw it coming, this big green wave. Careful what you wish for. Careful how you It was tough to make a living, but the living was their own, homegrown. Sometimes unforgiving, but that was something that was known. It was neighbor helping neighbor, so the seeds were sown. It was a long and dusty road, but it made some kind of folk song sense. Mind the fence, mend the fence. Here comes Hollywood, there goes the neighborhood, throwing a pandemic for good measure. They bought a paradise for a Walmart bargain price. Birds of a feather flock together. Now the little town is home, sellouts and the holdouts. The price of progress is too high for some to bear. This is just the latest boom, a boom to bust. Many can't afford to stay, so leave they must. Leave people in their love. Life's never fair, but this seems too much to that's how I'll end it. My whistle, sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. Anyway, it's called Here Comes Hollywood. And I'm sending that out to all the people in little towns all over the place going through some changes. Yeah, it's really interesting. That's why this election is going to be interesting because some of that stuff's on the ballot. The stuff that's going on in a lot of places in this country. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. Anyway, sending that out to everybody. Take care, guys. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you think of the song.